check right here. Give me just 1 minute. I think our mic might be a little low. Come on in, go ahead and share this and drop a one in the comments when you can hear me. Okay. All right. Welcome to this episode of Beauty to Bank. My name is Susan Bennett, and I am the CEO of The Social Barber. And I help established beauty professionals learn how to package up their knowledge and turn it into digital products so you can avoid burnout behind the chair. Okay. Now, if you want to avoid burnout behind the chair, come on in. I do want to talk today with you about the gift of passive income. All right. Come on in, Shonda. Come on in, Tika. All right. Go ahead. Come on in. So this is live. Okay. Now I'm going to let you guys know if I have it pre-recorded, I can do that. But I am live right now. So I like to make, when I do these live broadcasts, I want to make them interactive. I want to make it so that we can have a little conversation. I want to answer some questions for you, no matter what it is, with digital products, that those are the types of things that, I am passionate about. Okay. And let's just jump right in. Okay. Let's just jump right in. I hope you guys had a great weekend. I hope you guys got to spend lots of time with your family and your friends. I hope you guys made time for yourself. Okay. I talk to beauty professionals. I work with beauty professionals all the time. And what ends up happening a lot is that you guys, every time it's a holiday, right? Every time it's a holiday and everyone else is getting ready and they're getting excited for the holiday, right? Everyone's coming to get their hair, their nails, whatever it is done. And you end up drained, right? You end up drained. You end up not having a lot of time for yourself. You end up not being able to do certain things. Okay. And you end up, your holidays, you might end up being tired, right? Because you're like, man, this is a really busy season. Like, let me go ahead and let me make this money right now, like during this time when it's really busy. And so, what I want to talk to you guys about is the gift of passive income. Okay. And the reason why I want to talk to you about this is because, sorry, somebody just walked by my office, y'all. Okay. This is my home office. All right. So I want to talk to you about the gift of passive income because a lot of times, what happens, people talk about making more money and making more money and making more money. But the thing is, it doesn't matter. Like, making more money is not really the goal because right now you're making more money, right? Anytime it's back to school, any holiday, you're making more money. Is that what you really want? Or do you want to start learning how to make money without having to actively make the money, without having to actively work? Okay. And listen, I think that there was a misconception. I had a conversation with somebody a couple months ago, and people were like, oh my gosh, she's telling people not to be beauty professionals. No, that is, if you heard that from me, you did not listen to me. Okay. That is not what I'm telling people. I'm not telling people to stop being beauty professionals. Like, what you do matters. What you do helps other people feel good about themselves. Okay. And I love it. I am passionate about the beauty industry. That's how my family eats. My husband is a barber, okay, in Charlotte. Okay. Um, so I am passionate about it. Okay. So what you really want, you don't want more money. You want to make more money without having to work. Okay. It's called passive income. Now, I don't want to sit here and tell you that, passive income, there's no work. I'm not going to say that to you. Okay. Any of you guys that know that you guys are in my programs, you know that there is work involved, but you do the work up front and you set your systems up properly. Okay. I'm very passionate about that. Okay. And the reason why I talk about this, why I say this is a gift, okay, is because you need to set up ways that you can make money without you, okay? Because it gives you choices. It gives you choices to where, I feel like, you hear a lot of people saying, hey, I want to, if you want to make more money, raise your prices, right? And people are fearful to raise their prices because they're like, oh my God, I'm going to lose my clients. Okay, I'm going to lose clients. And what if people aren't receptive to me raising my prices behind the chair, right? Then what ends up happening now, if you have other sources of income, right? It doesn't bother you as much. You're not working from a place of fear. When you work from a place of fear, what ends up happening is that people kind of take advantage of that. Okay. When you are coming from a place of fear, people take advantage of that because they say, you know what? Um, you know, if they are fearful, I'm going to, there's a negotiation here. Okay.
Listen, they've been talking about this has been the one of the fastest growing times of inflation right now. I don't know if you guys have seen this on the news. Okay, I don't I try not to watch the news too much. A lot of negativity, fear sells. Okay, um, but you guys have seen them talking about this has been, some of the worst times for inflation. Okay, so guess what? You need to charge more money. Also, the other prices are going up, and guess what? The cost of your service has gone up. The lease has gone up. The cable's gone up. Your supplies have for sure gone up. The shipping, anything else that you're doing, all of this stuff has gone up. So it's important that you were able to make your money as well. Okay, now, the reason I'm talking about the gift of passive income is because, I have a goal. I was actually, my husband and I love to go on walks through the neighborhood. And we actually did a couple laps around the neighborhood. It's about 1.1 miles. Okay. So we do this multiple times during the day. And we were walking and I just said, you know what? I just want to establish multiple streams of passive income because people get really excited, like, oh, who wants multiple streams of income? Listen, if you have multiple jobs, you have multiple streams of income. That is not exciting. Okay. That's not exciting, right? If you are working more jobs, that is not exciting. Okay? But what's exciting is having multiple streams of passive income. Okay. Multiple streams of passive income is exciting. All right. And that's what I want to talk to you guys about is, having streams of passive income in addition to standing behind the chair, right? Maybe with, less hours, right? I want you guys to take care of yourself because your family needs you, okay? And if you are not healthy and whole, you cannot be there for your family, okay? So you do have to take time for self-care. And I know sometimes it's hard. People are like, oh, I'm going to pay you $100 for this haircut. I'm going to pay you this, that, but there has to be some boundaries. You have to have time off. You have to create your own 9 to 5, okay? With vacations, okay? You guys need to take breaks and have vacations as well, okay? Um, yeah, so multiple streams of passive income. All right, repeat after me, multiple streams of passive income, okay? So let's talk about that. Obviously, when I talk about digital products, I think people sometimes get fearful because they feel like, oh my gosh, technology and this and that. Guys, listen, when you decide to do something, when you decide to, hey, guess what? I am setting up a stream of passive income. I'm going to have my own online school. Okay. That's what it's called. An online school is the place where people come to consume your digital content. That's where they can go and they can purchase all of the things that you have for sale there. Okay. But you have to have it set up properly. Okay. So, selling digital content, okay, selling digital content is actually when you talk about, $1,000. I always love to talk about $1,000. Okay. I love to talk about $1,000 because, um, I just think that it's a number that people can conceive. It's a number that is meaningful to most people. Most people, when they look at $1,000, they're like, you know what? $1,000 is meaningful to me. It means something, no matter what income level, no matter how much you're charging for your services. $1,000 means something to everybody. Okay. And so when you're talking about digital products, let's say you want to do an ebook, okay? And I have an amazing class called Ebook in 7 days. And let me tell you, I have made a lot of people first-time authors with this particular class, okay? Um, but if you want to make an extra $1,000, I'm not talking about a lot of money, okay? An extra $1,000 per month, all right? And I asked this question on my Instagram, okay? I actually asked this question. So I'm going to share it with you guys because I want you guys to see how doable it is. It's so doable and it's not a lot, okay? So check this out. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to share my screen with y'all. So, okay. Let's do this. All right, so here is my Instagram right here, and I was talking about what would you do with an extra $1,000 per month, okay? Now, it's important, I want to talk about this $1,000 because, guys, $1,000 when you're talking about this digital content, it's not that much, okay? So let's say if you were selling an ebook, I just came up with an ebook, but listen, an ebook is just the start, okay? You guys can certainly do a lot more than an ebook, okay? But an ebook is a start, and it's something that people do like that. Okay, so if you do a $27 product, If you sell 38, okay, 38 of those, that's $1,026. Guys, 38. Do you know 38 people that would buy your ebook? Do you know 38 people who would want to invest in that? Okay. Now I'm going to tell you guys this because I think sometimes people think it's really hard. Okay. So in an ebook, right, you have a topic where in the topic you're sitting there and you're explaining to people, hey, this is how you're going to get from A to Z, right? Listen, it does not matter. I know a lot of people feel like, oh my gosh, I have to be an expert. I have to be like the master of this in order for me to be able to to make the money that I want to make. You don't have to. You just have to be able to share with people that have, or where you used to be, right? Before you've mastered this topic, you just need to share with them how they can get to where you are. Okay. That's it. Okay. People want results. This is a microwave society that we live in right now, and people are used to having information. And so if they're able to purchase the information on autopilot, it's really easy. Okay. So if you're joining, we're talking about making $1,000 in a month, an extra $1,000 every single month. That's $12,000 a year, guys. $12,000 a year is, now remember, $12,000 a year, we can make that, right? If you squeeze in a couple extra, services, right? Every single day, right? But how gangster is it to make an extra $1,000 a month without you doing the work? Okay. Selling something you already have. Okay. Now that's kind of crazy, right? Thinking about that. So you have to think about what would you do with this to get them to, to the next level. Okay. So now I also want to show you this, and let me see, down here. I don't know if you guys can see this down here. Okay. Now, if you have a $37 product, you only need to have 27 sales, and it keeps going down. The higher the price, the lower the number of sales that you need to get to the $1,000. Okay. So it's just a math problem. Okay. $1,000 in a month with digital content is not a lot of money. Okay. It's not a lot of money. All right. And so every single person on here, like, you have something, you have knowledge that's going to help somebody else. Okay. So what is it that people ask you about all the time? Okay. What is it that people are asking you about all the time? Okay. Now, let me share some secrets with you guys, because what happens is when I get people started with passive income and start with their topics, what happens is people say, "Oh, you know, um people ask me all the time, like, how did I build up my business credit?" And what happens, one of the biggest mistakes that people make is that they go ahead and they try to teach everything under the sun in that topic. Okay, that's a huge mistake, because what happens is that if you overwhelm your audience with information, they are not going to be able to reach a certain goal. Okay. They're not going to be able to reach it. All right. Because they're going to get overwhelmed with information. Okay. So let's say we're taking business credit as an example. Okay. We're taking business credit as an example. Okay. Or we can do another one. We can do this together. Let's do it. We can do an interactive example, y'all. Y'all want to do an interactive example? We could do that. Okay. And I'll kind of show you guys what I mean when I break it down. Okay. So let me know. Give me a topic instead of me giving you the topic. Y'all give me the topic. Okay. Tell me something that people ask you about all the time. And let me give you an example of what I mean when I say break it down. Okay. When you break these things down into bite-sized pieces, it makes it easier for your audience to digest it, and it makes it easier for your audience to be successful. If your audience is successful, your customers, the people who purchase your product, okay, if they are successful, guess what? You don't even have to advertise. You become the go-to person. People are like, oh yeah, all you gotta do is you go to that person right there. They're gonna get you straight. They're gonna get you right. Okay. Shonda said you were overthinking your ebook. Okay, you want to start out with let's see. Okay, so Shonda said, let's go ahead. Shonda said hair color. Okay. So let's talk about hair color. That's a good one, because I think, guys, I'm not an expert in these things, but I can show you guys how we can break this down. Okay. All right. I'm going to go ahead and share my screen again. We're going to do this together, y'all. Okay. All right. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to type over here. Okay. So what I want to demonstrate to you guys. right, that happens a lot is when people want to teach a class, what they end up doing is when they're teaching the class, they give everything in one shot. Okay? They give everything in one shot. And what I want to display to you guys is under the topic of hair color, all of the different classes that you can teach. You don't have to just do one. Okay? You want to establish yourself as an expert and keep people coming back. Okay? So, how's this one? Okay? So, we're doing hair color. Okay? So, Shonda said vivid hair color, right? And we can even break it down under vivid hair color and we could talk about, you know, brilliant blues, right? We could even get down into each particular color. Okay, guys, think about that. We can even get down to into each particular color. Each one of these can be a separate class. Okay, you can even do under hair color. You could talk about obviously we've got vivid hair color. You could talk about balayage. You can talk about the proper client consult, right? Consultation. What else? Okay, we're doing this together, guys. An example here. Okay, these are all separate classes. All right, these are all, guys, think about that. These are all separate classes. Okay, let's keep going. We can keep going here. All right. So, another thing, you could talk about marketing. Okay, you could talk to other beauty professionals, right? These are classes that other beauty professionals would take. They would say, "Hey, I want to take a class on how to get a brilliant blue with vivid hair color. Hey, I want to take a class on balayage. Hey, I want to take a class on a proper client consultation. Okay, I want to take a class on marketing. I want to take a class on scaling up my business, right? And under here you could talk about hiring an assistant, right? What other type of automations that you could do? Okay. Yep, you could talk about color theory, okay? You could talk about color theory, all right? You could talk about opening a salon, okay? You could talk about hiring, you could say, if you're owning a salon, you know, how are you gonna set up your business, right? Right? You could do accounting, finance, is it an LLC? Is it this? Is it that, right? So many things that you could do over here, okay? Crazy, right? And when you guys do this, okay, when you have these different things and you have these different ways that these different classes that people have, they're small bite-sized piece. Oh, that's a good one, Daniel. Daniel said color correction. Ooh, that's a good one. Okay. Yep. Maintaining the color between visits. All right. That's a good one. Yes. Okay. You can talk about color, like washing, like how to, the products to maintain, right? You can talk about that. You can talk about creating products. Okay. You can talk about creating your own product line, right? Okay. You can have your own color product line. All right. These would all be separate classes. And when you do it like this, right? And this, sometimes what people do is they say, I want to talk about all these topics at one time. But imagine if you could talk about each one of these things and do a small class. I like to keep them 1 to 3 hours live. And the only reason that they end up being that long is because you want to have time where you can break it down to people who are not experts. You want to explain things that that you want to explain everything, right? You want to think about, okay, I want to talk to somebody like, not talk to somebody like their child, but think about, I want to break this down. I always use my mom. Don't tell her, you guys. But I always use my mom as an example, okay? Because my mom's like one of the least technical people that I know. And so what I do is I'll say, let me break it down like I would if I was explaining it to my mom, right? Then you want to leave time to answer questions, okay? And when you do that, the whole class should be less than 3 hours total online, okay? And I differentiate between a class and a course. I really, in my six-figure business systems group coaching program, I teach people how to teach classes. That's how I made the six figures with digital content in 2020 is that I was teaching these classes, these small bite-sized classes, how to start your own merch line, how webinar on autopilot, all these types of things like this. And it really changed the game. Okay. Okay. All right. So that's a great question. So does this make sense to everybody? Okay. Does this make sense to everybody? All right, I'm going to stop sharing my screen here. But this is just a little example that I wanted to share with you guys to show you guys how you can, when you break these things down and you make somebody else successful, how it changes the game for you. Okay, it really changes the game for you and for your students. Okay, because that's what you want when you make them successful. Okay, all right, so let's answer this question. Salon Precise had a really great question here. Okay. Why would they buy the book rather than go to YouTube? Okay. Let's ask you guys. Why do you guys buy a book rather than going to YouTube? Okay. I buy the book because I want everything in one place. There's a whole bunch of foolery. Okay. Yep, I said it. There's a whole bunch of foolery. A lot of people are just saying things to get views. Okay. But if I know that this person is legitimate, instead of me trying to pick through their YouTube page and try to find the questions that I want answered, I'm just like, let me go to the expert. Okay. Now, when you get a book is more has more information. It's more detailed than a YouTube video. Okay. In a YouTube video, imagine if you got a book, how long would that YouTube video be for somebody to read the whole book cover to cover? Okay. Now, also when you have a book, now, I mean, for me, I give a lot of details. I give a lot of information. I got a little book I'm working on now, so just stay tuned. Okay. But I like to go into greater detail. You're going to have resources in the book. Sometimes people like even a physical book, to be honest. When I first started my business, people, for those of you guys who don't know, I came out with a book called The Social Barber. I did not plan on people calling me that. But that's what I did. I came out with a book called The Social Barber and I started my Instagram page to sell the book. Okay. But a lot of people would rather have a book because people learn in different ways. Okay. People learn in different ways. Usually you're not going to buy a book from somebody who you don't think is an expert. Agreed? Okay. Would you guys agree with that? You don't usually buy a book from somebody who you don't think is an expert. Sometimes, people would. Have you guys looked up stuff on YouTube? Okay. And please do not, whatever you do not look up losing weight on YouTube. Okay. You're gonna have all kinds of crazy things. And sometimes people say things for views on YouTube. They do it for views. There's not based on facts. Sometimes people are saying things to sell their other products. Okay. It's another social media platform. Okay. And so when you can find somebody from social media and then decide, hey, I'd rather have the book. Okay. Yep. So a lot of people would like to buy the book. And like I said, people like physical books too. Okay. But that's a really great question. And thank you so much for doing that. And for me, I'm super busy. Like I'm super busy. Like you guys, I shared a reel on my Instagram last night to show you guys my weeks are so busy. So on Sundays, what I do, I go to the grocery store and I buy um, you know, I go to the grocery store and I buy my meals for the week and I cook them all on Sunday. I cook like 5 big meals, okay? And then what happens is that my family can have lunch and dinner. Those are their lunches and dinners for the week. Usually my husband has this rule, you gotta that's not like, but anyway, but I digress. So usually after the fourth day, he's like, I'm not eating this after Thursday. Okay, so then I got my little vacuum sealer and I seal it up because guess what? I vacuum seal it up because I'm like, I'm not throwing this away. First of all, not only just the money from buying the food, but my effort, my time is worth a lot of money. Okay. And so that's why, I go ahead and I seal it up. And on Friday, we can pull something out, from y'all, I got a whole system going on. But I do this because I don't have a lot of time and I'm trying to save myself time from being in the kitchen. Okay. So what I end up doing is for me, I need my information to be in one place. Okay. I need my information to be in one place. I don't want to be searching. I wasted a lot of time and money, and it really cost me a lot because Once I finally figured out my system to getting to six figures with digital content, I'm like, man, it was so repeatable. I've already tripled it. You know what I'm saying? From last year. So my whole thing is that once you have the system, you can double down. But one big mistake that I made is trying to get the information for free. I kept trying to get the information for free and it was fragmented. And there were certain things that nobody really talked about. There were certain things that aren't really there. And that's how I wasted so much time and really money. When I say I wasted money, because I missed out on money that I could have made. I didn't make the money because I was trying to get everything for free. Now, another problem, okay, and that brings me to another one, okay? Another problem when people go and go on YouTube or Clubhouse or Instagram is people end up going to too many different coaches. Okay, you know how they say too many, what do they say? Too many cooks spoil, too many cooks in the kitchen, and there's some other things about too many cooks, right? I don't know them all. Okay, y'all. Okay. But what ends up happening is that when you have too much input from so many different people, you don't get the full recipe. Okay? Let me just tell you, okay? So when you guys know I talk about my macaroni all the time, right? So when I make macaroni, my macaroni is very expensive when I make it because I use whole cream. Okay. And I don't know if you guys have priced that. Like a little like quart is like $6 in the grocery store. Okay. And I make big pans of it. Okay. So it's really expensive when I make macaroni. Okay. And so what ends up happening, somebody else might say, hey, I use Velveeta. I don't use Velveeta in mine. Okay. So if you keep going to all these different people and try, instead of buying the cookbook, you're like, you know what? I'm going to try to figure out how they do that macaroni for free, even though they have whole videos. But go with me on this. Okay. Go with me on this example. Okay. So the thing is that you go to all these different people. One person uses buttermilk, one person uses whole cream, somebody else uses Velveeta. Okay. It's just a mess. Go to one person, get their system, master that system before you start going to other people. Because then what happens is you start feeling like, you know what? I can't create digital content. I tried. I listened to the Social Barbers lives. I went to this other person and I listened to their live broadcast. Okay. And I went to this person and I tried all these different things. Okay. But that's not the full recipe. You're getting pieces from here and there. You're not using the whole recipe from one person. Everybody has their own strategies. Okay. This isn't math, right? In math, there's one way, there's one right answer. Okay. A lot of different people over time, when somebody has been an expert and has been doing something for a while, over time, they have developed their own system and their own way of doing things. I have my literally in my six-figure business system, that is my own system that I created. It's my own templates. Nobody's is like mine. If you take another person's class on creating an online course, it's not like mine because I made the templates. Okay. I literally no, I created them from scratch. I Some of these templates took me hours to make, but I did it from scratch. Okay. And that's why if you listen to a little bit of mine and you listen to a little bit of somebody else's, you're probably not going to be successful because you don't have the full picture of what's going on. Okay. So that's why Salon Precise, thank you. I know you're like, well, I didn't expect her to go on like this. Yes. But that was a great question because a lot of people think that. Okay. And guess what? A lot of people, guess what? Don't be discouraged and think people won't buy your book because they're just going to go to YouTube. Guess what? They'll buy your book and still go to YouTube. Okay. Think about when you're passionate about a topic. Okay. Let's say you're passionate about hair color, right? You're not going to take one person's class and be like, that's it. I'm never taking another class on hair color because I took this one person's class. No, you're going to keep taking classes from other people over and over and over because you're passionate about it. You want to know everything that you can know about that topic. Okay. There is space for everybody in the digital education arena. There's room for everybody. Everybody has a voice. Everybody has something valuable to contribute. Okay. So don't get discouraged and feel like, well, so many people have classes. Nobody's going to buy my class. Nobody's going to buy my ebook. Nobody's going to be interested in my topics. Guys, listen, there is something for everybody. Now, the difference is you have to be bold enough to execute. Okay. You have to believe in yourself. And that's why I was talking about the $1,000, making your first $1,000 online. Because guess what? What if I came out here and I said, you guys, I want you to come from nowhere and I want you to start making $10,000 a month with your digital products. Okay. If you don't believe it, you're not going to execute in a way, you're not going to put forth the amount of effort that it's going to take to get to the 10,000. Okay. So I like to give people a small win, and I'm not thinking small for you. Maybe you're thinking small. Okay. All I need to do, it doesn't matter what I say to you. If you don't believe in yourself, you're right. If you don't believe it could happen, you're right. It's going to be a self-fulfilling prophecy. And that's why what I do is I say, hey, let's start together. Let me give you a small win. Okay. Let me give you a small win. When I get you that small win, you're going to be like, all right, I'm going to listen to her now because I got to win. Okay. I got to win. So now I've built trust with you. Okay. Now I've increased the trust that you have in me and the trust that you have that my systems work. Okay. You can listen to me all day and night, but until you have actually experienced a win yourself, you're not going to believe it. Okay. I'm just saying, hey, I understand. I went through the same thing myself. And that's why I'm so passionate about getting you that small win. That's why you guys need to do that when you're doing your classes for your students. Get them that small win. Okay? So just like we talked about all the different classes that could come from teaching about hair color, right? What if you teach them how to do the perfect brilliant blue? Just that one thing. What if you teach them how to do the perfect client consultation? Okay, just that one thing. They're going to say, you know what? This was a really great class. This is like, I really am confident that I can do a perfect client consultation. They gave me the form. I can take their form and copy their form that they have, um, and do all these things. Now I'm confident, right? Now, next time you come out with the class, they're going to be like, you know what? I know this class is going to be good. Okay. I know this class is going to be good. Okay. So Shonda said that's what happened to her. She started doubting herself with the ebook. Well, I don't know why, Shonda. I don't know why you were doubting yourself. Okay. You don't have to doubt yourself. You can do multiple ebooks. You don't have to just do one. You don't have to just do one ebook. You can do multiple ebooks. All right. You can do multiple ebooks. Okay. You don't have to just do one. And I think that's where people get really frustrated also is they think, okay, I'm going to teach this online class. This is going to be it. This is going to be the big one. It's the right. This is the big class. It's the only one I'm going to do. I have to make sure it's really good. Okay. What if it's like, hey, this is my first one. I'm going to do another one on a different topic. I'm going to do another one on a different topic. Okay. You have to start to get better. It's just like doing hair. Okay. Okay, so Chantel said, would I recommend doing an ebook first or a class? Okay, would I recommend doing an ebook first or a class? Okay, so let me tell you what I think about that. Okay, and that is a great question. All right, so Chantel, I would recommend doing the class. I think a class is easier. Okay, I think a class is easier. I recommend, and I hope you guys are taking notes on this. I recommend doing your class live. And I know that that's so not sexy. Like everyone keeps saying, oh, I want to pre record it and just put the video up there. People have it like, what was it? That movie called Field of Dreams. If you build it, they will come. Y'all, that's not true. It's not true. It might be, but it's not. You have to have a strategy for long term results and long term income. Okay. So when you do a live class, right? When you do a live class, there's a couple things that happen. This is why I'm a big proponent on live class. Okay. A couple things that happen. You're getting paid to create your content. Okay. You're getting paid because one time, y'all listen, one of my first classes that I did, I was like, y'all, I'm gonna make it so good. So I woke up early and I stayed up late and I was pre-recording my stuff. I was editing my videos. I had it like, ooh, you know what? Let me see if I can pull it up so y'all can see it. And you guys are gonna laugh. Okay. You guys are gonna laugh when you see this. Okay. But I stayed up so late adding all these different little effects and all this stuff. Okay. Guess what? Had not made $1 yet. Had not made $1, but I'm sitting here, I'm adding effects, I'm doing all this stuff. And what ended up happening is the class didn't really sell that well. Okay. So now when I do classes, I like to do them live. And when you do them live, there's a lot of things that happen. Okay. It actually helps you sell your classes better when you do them live. Okay. When you do your class, it helps you sell it because you instantly have urgency and scarcity. Okay. All right. Yes, you have to have urgency and scarcity, okay? It's really hard to sell anything if you don't have urgency and scarcity, and or scarcity, okay? So just the fact that you say, "I'm gonna teach this live class on this day," okay? Just doing that one thing, "I'm teaching that live class on this day," okay? When you do that, guess what happens? Okay? People are like, "Hey, I need to come there because and I need to buy a ticket because the class is gonna be on this particular day." Okay, I also increased having some type of price increases from early bird specials and things like that to help people switch over, okay? Um, then another thing, right? So it's easy, you don't have to edit anything. When you do your class live, you can give them limited access to the replay, okay? But the thing that I really like about it is the fact that there's no expectation of video editing. You guys, editing a video is so hard, okay? Like even I had my red carpet retreat in September. My videographer just got some stuff back. Okay, that was the end of September. And so because he was editing all these different videos for each one of the people that attended, it was a lot of it's even for a professional, editing videos it takes a long time. So I don't want to put you in a position like that. Remember, what was the topic here? The gift of passive income. I want you to have passive income. So a lot of people don't think about this as passive, but for me, teaching a live class is passive because guess what? You're the trading the time for money is not the same. Like if you work, right? If you're working in your salon, right? Okay, when you're working in your salon, then guess what? You can only do but so many clients at a time. When you teach an online class, there's unlimited amount of people that you can help at one time. It's the same amount of effort, whether it's one person, 100 people, 1,000 or 10,000 people at the same time. You have to have your system set up right. I see some other people trying to do certain stuff and they don't have their system right, and that's going to limit you. Okay. Um, so I would push people to do the class. Now, the part of the reason I want you to do the class also is because what happens is that sometimes, okay, I want you to do the class live because what happens is that sometimes when we're experts, we leave details out. Okay. So if you do it live and people ask you the question, they could be like, "Hey, I'm confused. How did you get from A to F?" And you can say, "Oh, I'm sorry. I thought you knew that. No problem." And you can correct in the moment. You can add the information in the moment. Okay. That's even better than pre-recording or even the written book. And then once you've taught that topic and you've kind of seen the questions that have come out of the class, then that way you're able to go ahead and say, "Hey, this is the information." And now again, now they're successful. Okay, now your students are successful. Okay, so I would definitely do a class. I think it's the easier thing. Okay, now let's see. Lala said, "I'm confused about how to get people that want my hair class from client to professional." Okay, well, you have to have a marketing and sales strategy. Okay, it doesn't matter how many followers you have, and I know a lot of times people think that that's what matters. It isn't. Okay, that's not what matters. Okay, what matters is it's about first of all, it's about executing and having a marketing strategy. Okay? Those are the things that matter, okay? Those are the things that I work with my um Lala, are you in the six-figure business systems in my group coaching program? Because I meet with them every single week and people come to me and they say, "Hey, I did this didn't work, or I'm stuck here. Can you help me with this?" And actually what's really dope too is having working with other people who have the same type of audience. Okay? If you have I call business besties and that you guys have similar type audiences, then guess what? You guys can promote each other's classes to each other's audiences. And I know sometimes people get scared. They're like, "But I'm teaching a color class and she's teaching a color class." Just like I said earlier, your audience is going to take classes from both of you. Okay. They don't want to miss out. There's going to be a little gem that they're going to get from you and a little gem they're going to get from somebody else. Okay. So that's a big thing. I do that a lot is I work with other people. And you can even, when you have your system set up properly, you can even track how many people signed up from your business bestie and give them a percentage. Okay. Now I'll tell you this, guys, you can give very high percentages to people. Okay. You can give very high percentages to people as far as, when you talk about an affiliate, you can make somebody else an affiliate of yours and you can pay them a percentage for everyone who buys through their link. Okay. Yeah. I use Kajabi and you're able to do that there. Okay. So you definitely need a community, Lala. You need a community, and you definitely need to have a plan that you can just follow, not thinking in the moment because it can become overwhelming when you do that, okay? Okay, so Shonda said, "I bought your how-to ebook package, but got scared and didn't finish." Okay? Okay. All right. So, Shonda, why did you get scared? Why did you get scared? Okay. And see, this is exactly why I was talking about the fact that I'm talking about making an extra $1,000 a month because I don't want to give somebody like, hey guys, we're gonna make $1 million in a year doing this and give them a dream that's so big that it scares them and they don't execute. Okay. Because no one is ever gonna reach any of these goals if they don't execute. Okay. So that's interesting what you said, but thank you so much for being so vulnerable, Shonda, and sharing this. She said, I got scared and I didn't finish. So the part that came first was getting scared. So it's funny you started, but you got scared and didn't finish. So, Shonda, what I really would like you to do is I want you to somehow, I know that this sounds really scary and really crazy, and I don't even know how to tell you how to do this, but somehow you need to just execute. Somehow you need to you have to put yourself this sounds really weird, but I do people ask me all the time, they're like I'm amazing at interviewing. Okay, guys, don't tell anybody. If I go on a job interview, I always get the job. I'm like, and you know what it is? It's like beyond, you know how Beyonce has the Sasha Fierce, right? It's like an alter ego and alternate personality, right? And that's kind of what I do. I know how to show up. You know, they say understand the assignment. Okay, I know how to show up. I know how to do it. And it's almost like I'm over here, like I'm thinking about myself and I'm a different person right now. So somehow you have to step outside yourself, get outside of your own way, right? Get and just execute because you're never going to get the book done if you don't execute. Let me just say this also to you, Shonda, and this is everything I say, guys, by the way, on here is with love. Okay. So another thing I'd like to share with you, Shonda, is guess what? Okay? Something that you're saying in your book is going to help somebody else. So maybe if you don't think so much about I'm trying to make money from this, maybe if you think about the people that you will help, maybe that can help you get past your fear, okay, and help you to finish, okay? So what if there's a starting stylist, someone that just got out of school and they can read your book and it could give them the years of experience that you had, it could fast forward them because instead of them having to make mistakes, right? They could read your ebook and it could fast forward their progress. Okay. Now I will tell you this, Shonda, you may find that a a class might be easier for you. If you're better at talking, right? An ebook might be intimidating for you, okay? Okay, perfect. So Lala has 2 books, okay? And I do think Lala, when you are one of the best things, okay, and this is why I have my group coaching program. Sometimes what you need is you need accountability, okay? You need weekly check-ins. Okay? Sometimes you need a community of other people who are accomplishing the same stuff to keep you on track. Because how many of you guys down here have bought classes and you did not execute on the information? You bought some pre-recorded classes and you never implemented the information. I have. Okay? I have. All right? Yes. So the thing is that you need sometimes when you're busy and you're starting something new, you need a community of people that can help you get to where you want to go. Okay. And I see Lala raise her hand as well. I see a lot of, yes, a lot of likes on here. Okay. So, yes, sometimes what you're going to need is a little bit more than a pre recorded class in order to execute. Some of you guys are going to want some ongoing execution, some ongoing something with, with others. Okay. If you need weekly check-ins, if you need, let me tell you, part of the reason that I have my weekly meeting now with my six-figure business systems is because this is what I wish I had when I started my school in 2015. I didn't have anybody to ask questions of. Okay. And some of my questions were so small, but they would have changed the game for me. They would have gotten me to where I needed to go so much more quickly, but I didn't have anybody like that. I didn't have anybody to ask those questions. Okay. Yep. I didn't have that. Okay. Yes, and that's why a lot of times you need to figure out, how do I get that? How do I get an expert to ask questions of and a community of other people who are also executing? It's like having a workout partner, okay? You need a workout partner for your business bestie, someone else that is working towards the same things. And you guys can help each other, keep each other on track. Hey, are we meeting up today? Okay, I want you for the first 30 minutes, I want you to talk about your thing, and then the last 30 minutes, I want to get your opinion on mine. Okay? Because I did not have that, and that's probably why it took me 4 plus years to get to the 6 figures online with just my online classes. That's really how I wanted to make my money, okay? Ever since 2015, I started taking online classes from other people. I was like, "Whoa, this is the way people make money? Like, this is a job? Like, this is what you do?" Okay? I didn't know, okay? And so, yeah, so Lala, definitely go ahead and DM me, or if you're in my texting community, you definitely want to go ahead and we can definitely discuss this off a line. Okay, I'm gonna drop the number in here to my texting community so that you guys can even text me and we can continue this conversation offline. Okay. Um, Yes, but it makes such a difference. It's crazy, okay? Having that ongoing support makes such a difference, okay? Now, I will tell um yes, and I love teaching too. Like, teaching is like my jam. Like, I mean, for sure, it is my jam. I love teaching. I love sharing with people. I love getting people results. Like, that is my thing right there. Like, I've always done this. Um but if you guys have other questions now, I do have a special training coming up. Stay tuned, okay? Make sure that you're in my texting community and on my email list. I have a special training coming up. It's going to be my last live training for 2021. Can you guys believe we're already in December? Okay? It's going to be my last training for the year. It's going to be a special one. I'm inviting some special guests, okay? It will be free. Okay. It will be free, but I'm inviting some special guests and I'm so excited. I'm looking forward to 2022 to making 500 beauty professionals first time online school owners and start making that passive income online. Okay. I want everyone to have their first $1,000 month with their digital products and their passive income. All right, guys. So, guys, please, if you found any value in this, please go ahead and share this. Make sure to subscribe if you're watching me on YouTube. Like my page if you are following me on Facebook, and please, let's keep this conversation going. This is the Beauty to Bank show. I show you how to take your knowledge of the beauty industry straight to the bank. Okay. And it's because we need this, right? You need options, you need choices in your life, how you want to spend your time, how much money you want to make, and always how you want to live your life. Like, do you want to travel more? Do you want to work less? But we're not talking about like giving up our stuff. We still want to be able to maintain the same lifestyle that we have. Okay. But we want to change. All right. And we want to have those choices. And that's what I'm talking to you guys about. Okay. All right, perfect. Yes, please shoot me a text in the community. Now, if you guys have not, I also do have I have something free for you. If you guys are kind of like, hey, she keeps talking about these digital products. I don't even know what she's talking about. I don't know what a digital product is. And if you don't know, that is okay. Okay. And I'm gonna show you, I have like something free for you guys. So if you guys need to get these um, get the wheels turning and think about, what are 25 things, 25 different ways that you can monetize your knowledge of the beauty industry. And they have real examples in there. These are not just, um, let me go ahead and I'm going to drop this in here. Okay. This is just a free resource for you guys. You guys can just click on that link there and sign up for that. It's absolutely free, guys. And it's 25 ways to monetize your knowledge of the beauty industry. Guys, I have real examples of other beauty professionals that I've helped. It's in there. Okay. It's a great resource just to kind of get your ideas going. And when you see what other people are doing, you go, oh my gosh, that makes so much sense. Okay. So is that what that is? Okay. You know, listen, the online digital content it's bigger. it's bigger than it's much bigger than ebooks. Okay, ebooks are great. Okay, don't get me wrong, but it's bigger. Okay, it's bigger than that. All right, guys. So, guys, thank you so much for joining me today on Beauty to Bank. This is the #1 place on the web where beauty professionals can learn how to make their money without standing behind the chair. I am your host, Susan Bennett, and I am the CEO of The Social Barber. And I look forward to seeing you guys each and every Monday right here, right where you're watching me right now on the Beauty to Bank show. All right, guys, thank you so much for joining me. Bye.